gonna go to war, nigga. I don't give a fuck how old she is or how old I am. So if I got a pops, that nigga don't do this. Well, he better do this. That's right.
Yeah.
But now we're opening the door for all of these parents to start coming out and protecting their kids.
If you think that's bad, wait till you see Shedeur.
Right, it's about to get
Dion already doing that. We all saw what we saw, and you know what we saw.
That's elementary school.
No.
That's all
like when you a teammate, he push him like, man, like, let's go. He push him like,
Get off of me. Get off of me.
Get off me.
No, don't touch me.
Was it worth the $30,000? Now? in the moment.
In that moment.
In the moment.
He was up.
You remember? Was it bingo night or was it? 44. You know what we do on this show, boy. We flow, boy. But I'm gonna keep it high level. This is gonna just give you the beats. And I give you my opinion at the end on all of these topics. But what's going on, the core issue, is the carriage rights fee.
First of all, start off the right way. Exactly. Let me start out like this. This is why I'm broke and you got money. This whole Dak Prescott saga.
What are those? On the field, I got metric after metric. He's a winner. Okay, he's number one in all categories for the Dallas Cowboys first 5 seasons. Off the field, unquestionable character. Like, the only thing you got on Dak Prescott is,
I am undisputed in me playing basketball, and I just want to line up.
he's getting up.
And show, yeah, we doing this for real.
He's funny.
I want to go rebound. Shoot.
This one?
Cut that up, baby. This boy, it's wet time. That's what I do.
I still don't know why this is a pick, except exceptional play by the defender. Look at that. 2 dudes reaching, and then he comes between them and say, let me split this bunk bed. And I'm out of here. Shotgun snap, slips. Oh, that's ugly. Sack on your first play ever in the NFL. Y'all know your nightmares came true. You're like, God dang. Oh, yeah, this ain't it. Look at this blitz right here.
I mean, he only knows so much what he's reading off stats, off paper. I mean, everything's good on paper. But I would always love to hear from a player because they play the game.
What about a journalist? Like, being real, NARPs are journalists. Like, you're from that pool, right? So imagine somebody just said, you didn't play the game. I don't want to hear it.
She would have a living room full of people at about 10 p.m. probably every other Friday or Saturday. Come up here and I already know what they want, and I got to sing whatever song.
Did you say sing, not rap? You said sing, huh?
Sing. Yeah, they ain't trying to hear no rap. They ain't trying to hear no rap. Yeah.
Well, you think you can do something with that? Hey man, Michael Jordan too light in the tail.
Okay, you know what? Big dog?
Yes.
I'm light in the tail. If you want some of this, let's go one-on-one right now. Everyone's playing the hits, but I'm a DJ. And one thing I know from my DJing experience is that you don't just play the hits. You play things that people haven't found out about yet. Discovery. Not up to me. I don't have this ego where I'm a buck, talk trash, and be like, yo, I don't like this. I'm gonna be like this. All right, I got enough talent. I got enough belief in me. I know what I want to do. Yep, let me go do it. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, we are here. As my mama said to me growing up, that gave me some confidence, gave me some identity. She said, baby, you are enough. And make sure you guys know that you are enough. Love to you guys out there rocking with your boy. Hydration situation. We gonna get into it. Obviously, that Maxx Crosby trade is looming. People are saying he is out of there. And it's so crazy no matter how you play it, that there's smoke, so there's some fire. We're going to talk through that. Steph Curry and Draymond Green go from brotherhood to beef, back to brotherhood, all in the same breath. We're going to watch that in real time. Shedeur Sanders finding himself this offseason slipping down the draft. No. More importantly, because they're going to draft at his positions, you're going to see him drop down on that depth chart. Yep, and we got Floyd. People are really going there on Floyd Mayweather. Y'all said he was broke. I don't believe y'all, but there are some receipts that we must pay attention to. So let's get into all those things and more. And let's start off here. kind of a recap. We know that Draymond Green went there talking about Luka and saying, hey, y'all owe Nico Harris an apology because all y'all doing is regurgitating what he said about Luka, but then y'all went at him. Well, now, Draymond, you duck because Stephen A. coming for you.
Lead the Lakers to a championship. So is Draymond Green right, S.A.?
No, he's not. He's very wrong, and he's wrong with his depiction of what people were saying. I think that in this particular instance, Draymond Green is being incredibly unfair.
Oh, okay. Now, just to frame it for y'all who ain't keeping up with the show, ain't watching us every day, all day, any damn day. You got to remember this. So, we all know Luka got traded in the middle of the night. People couldn't understand that. Who breaks up with Halle Berry? You know, one of those kind of moments. And we all went through it. It's like, what? And then when we went through it, as everything you go through, you got to find somebody to blame. So the blame was Nico Harris. How stupid, how ignorant. Before that, everyone loved Nico Harris for what he was building. They loved him as a former executive. They loved him in everything he was doing. But now they was on his head. And they were on his head heavy. So now you fast forward to where the Lakers are having issues, and everybody's looking at Luka like, you out of shape again. You're not playing defense. I don't know if basketball is as important. Everybody's saying the same thing that Nico said. And now Draymond says the obvious. Stephen A. is going to come at him.
As a person that has his podcast, that's a member of the quote-unquote new media, a phrase he's coined, listen, you're allowed to deduce what you see and come to a conclusion and spew your point of view. That's what he does. This man has a full-time job, getting paid an exorbitant amount of money, deserves every penny. He's a 4-time champion, a former Defensive Player of the Year, who will be a Hall of Famer. He has the credentials to say what he says. But in the same breath, be fair about it. The reality of the situation is that Draymond is saying that because he's fond of Nico Harrison.
Oh, I mean, look, I shouldn't say your first point shouldn't be that. Like, you know, when we went back to like English and language arts construction, you got to start off with your strongest point, or at least closer to the top. Can't be because I like the dude. We're not going into the likability. Draymond didn't say that for likability. He said it for the hypocrisy. He said, it sure sounds like everything Nico said without giving Nico the credit. Attack that, Stephen A. Don't talk about that's his boy. Jordan, your boy. We ain't tripping, are we?
Well, I got news for you. A lot of us are fond of Nico Harrison.
Thank you.
Nico Harrison is a great guy. Vinny, Wendy, I know you guys have met him. You guys have spoken to him. Who dislikes Nico Harrison? Who has a negative thing to say about Nico Harrison, the person, or anything like that? Who had a negative thing to say about him prior to the trade? Nobody. He had helped lead the Dallas Mavericks to the NBA Finals.
I love that when we say this. Oh, nobody was mad at him. Until, look, everything is an until, right? Right now, you may be like, I like Marcellus. He's cool. If I just came up here and then I just got hella racist, hella misogynistic, all the words that get everybody in their feelings and they get their hair standing up, and I just went on a rant, do you think people will look at me different? You think they look at me a little differently? So it's not about that. Oh, my God. Every time they interview the neighbor after a murder in the neighborhood, you know, you sit watching local news, you're like, wow. They always go to the neighbor, and the neighbor says this, he was such a nice guy, such a quiet guy, never saw this coming. Yeah, it's always until.
And made some deals that would, you know, the Kyrie Irving deal, a P.J. Washington, you know, a Daniel Gafford. He did a lot of good moves. I mean, this understandably so. But the Luka Doncic thing stands out.
Oh, yeah.
And Draymond Green should know better. In terms of when you're talking about highlighting what transpired, it is.
All right, we are literally, I love this show. We are literally 2 minutes in. Has he refuted what Draymond said yet? Anybody? Somebody? Anybody scream?
The man is unemployed now. Why do you think that is? You think it is an accident? You think there's no correlation? The fact of the matter is that Luka Doncic, for all of his flaws, was a 25-year-old basketball global iconic figure. He wasn't just a great basketball player on the court. He was good for business.
So you know what? If you really want to go there, if we really want to do some critical analysis, that means it had to take a whole lot for him to say, man, let me give this up. Now, I'm tired of burying the lead. The real way to attack Nico is saying, dog, you gave him up and didn't get anything in return like you should have. Like you got Anthony Davis. Look, right here, Anthony Davis, Max Christie. Yeah, if you would have put him on the open market, if you would have leveraged this out the proper way, if you would have let more teams get into the bidding, you see this right here, Anthony Davis and Max Christie, you would have just kept reading. It would have been another page of reading it, right? So that's how you come at Nico, but we ain't got there yet. Let's go, Stephen A.
Because of his global appeal. And you let that go.
Yeah.
And how do you let it go? It wasn't just that you traded Luka Doncic.
Here we go.
You traded him for a dude that was almost 6 years older, that was just as, if not more, injury prone. And by the way, when he arrived, he had a great game, a great half his opening game, and then obviously got injured. That was the concern. And the real issue, the egregious part about it, which Draymond again should know, and he should know from personal experience, because before the trading deadline, when it was a possibility that he was going to be traded, what did the Golden State Warriors, led under Joe Lacob and Steve Kerr and these boys, actually do?
I'm not perturbed. I'm just like, come on, man, go get him.
They put feelers out there to see what level of marketability he would generate. That is not what Nico Harrison did. Nico Harrison got on the phone with one dude, which was, Rob Pelinka.
That's not true. See? Okay, first of all, hit the like button, because that's what you're supposed to say on these shows. Hit the like button right now so we get this out there. Remember? They went after Anthony Edwards first. Do y'all remember? See, this is, man, I'm telling you. Now I get when people say the media, they always like, the media. I'm like, don't blame the media, but it's because human beings are participating in the media. They did not go to the Lakers first. It's been documented. It's been stated. Minnesota was like, Nico, please, you better get off this phone. Ain't no damn way we giving up Ant-Man for no damn Luka. And there was reports that there was another team in the conversation, but after what they went through, because they wanted to expedite this, I don't know why, but that's part of the problem with Nico. They wanted to expedite this, and they knew the relationship with Rob Pelinka and all that. They made this work. But at the same time, if Anthony Davis is there with a healthy Kyrie and with healthy Anthony Davis is a whole nother conversation, you might have something there. But the real reason is they got rid of him for something, and that something is now here. It seems like it's more than something. It seems like it's everything. It followed him.
And the Los Angeles Lakers. And this guy, in an era where we saw a whole bunch of picks received for Kevin Durant by Phoenix. We saw Orlando give up picks for Desmond Bain. We saw 5 first-round picks given up for Mikal Bridges. You had Anthony Davis and Max Christie and a pick to show for Luka Doncic. That was the crime, that you didn't put him on the market and literally see what you could get for him. And I'll end by saying this. Guys.
Yeah, that's a crime.
If Luka Doncic had been put on the open market by Nico Harrison.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine? Oh, what did he just eat? Let's go. What are you going to say?
Can we even sit here and imagine the assets that would have been offered for him?
Yeah, we can imagine.
Think about that for a second. That's the issue.
I'm thinking.
And so knowing that and just throwing it at the media and talking about people, we're talking about him and he's terrible. No, the deal, in hindsight, appears to be a very terrible deal, but the Mavericks lucked up because they got the #1 pick with the ping pong balls, which was Cooper Flagg. Okay, we gonna get up out of here. I'm done. That's not fair. I'm pulling a Dan Orlowski right now. Like, I ain't do all my analysis yet, but after 8 games, after 8 minutes, I'm done, Stephen A. I'll come back to you for a second. Let me get this out. Nico could have gotten a better deal. Absolutely. Like in any deal you ever been in, you kind of start thinking, I could have did more, I could have did less. I mean, that's every deal, but this deal is kind of like, it should have been yelling at you. But that shouldn't supersede the fact that you first wanted to move on from a guy who was going to command, what was it, a $400 million contract? Remember, Luka's over there saying, look, you know what I need. And they know where all the bodies are buried. We got to understand this one dynamic. And I'm sure Nico didn't want to go there, and he fell on the sword. He didn't want to go all the way on why Luka ain't it. They gave us enough big picture things that said, hey, use your imagination. You know what it is.
We saying he ain't in the best shape. What does that really mean? The dude don't commit to it. Okay, now has that happened in the Laker land again? I've been seeing the reports. I've been hearing the rumors again. Luka a little chunky again. I don't know. You know, maybe it's in-season weight. I don't know. All-Star just passed. Point being, he ain't giving the effort on defense. That is consistent. So now we got 2 for 2 what Nico was thinking. Then you talk about his style of play. What they built in Dallas just to get to the finals. Didn't get smoked, but then they got to the finals. The Lakers, he's like, dog, we can't win like this. We can't outpoint them with Luka and no defense. We got to build everything else on this roster with defense. Everything got to go perfectly for us to go into the finals and get smoked. Not the best decision. Obviously not good for his welfare because he got fired sooner than later after that. But don't act like the man didn't have some arithmetic, something to think about.
That is what happened. But in the end, there's no regrets here. I can take no joy out of saying anything. It wasn't me that was talking about him that way, by the way, but others who have. I didn't see anybody that hated on Nico Harrison as a person, as an executive, or the job that he did in Dallas overall. They were talking about this one deal, which was egregious and will forever stain him. So much so, it is highly unlikely he will ever get a job as a basketball executive in the NBA again because of this one deal. That's how bad it appears to be. Draymond knows that. He has to know that. So to label it any differently, I respectfully disagree with him.
And I respectfully understand why you said that, Stephen A. Blah, blah, blah. Here's the thing, though. Draymond didn't say that. Draymond said, I'm hearing a lot of the talking points about Luka, and they're the same things that Nico was saying, and now y'all saying them. But people can't be wrong. People don't want to stand on that. So they're going to say, well, he got a bad deal. He didn't say it wasn't a bad deal. He didn't even address if it was a good deal or not. He said he got rid of him for A, B, and C. And y'all now are killing Luka. Remember we did a show about a week and a half ago about them killing Luka. The whole show was Luka, anti-Luka, right? You seen how many times you seen the clips? JJ Redick mad at Luka right now. How many times you seen the clips? LeBron even at post game saying, well, he gave me the ball and I don't know why he gave me the ball. He was off balance. He should have just shot it or something. But hey, like all these little things. How about this? The anti-Luka campaign is showing, well, look at him playing defense right here. Oh, my bad. That's not defense right there. All of this. Max Kellerman going out there, Rich Paul sitting there, and they all talking about Luka. Like, man, he's crying to the refs. All he does is cry to the refs. We've seen all of these clips. And Draymond didn't even go into any of that in terms of what the deal was. He was saying, listen to these clips. Y'all hear that? That sounded like Nico. That's all he said. Now, we could take it to other places, the deal. We could take it to other places. You like Nico? Okay. But that's what happens in conversations and arguments. We always get off topic. God dang it. All right, so beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you think. Obviously, you try to make it work when you got a young superstar like that. But obviously, do you? What the Lakers going to do right now? What did Russell Westbrook just say to the Lakers at the free throw line on yesterday's show? What did he say? Y'all going to be garbage when LeBron go to Cleveland. They going to still have Luka. They may still even have Austin Reeves, I'm sure. And they ain't going to. Y'all like, no, they're going to be like the beginning of the season. Okay. That's called the beginning of the season for a reason. Like, people ain't knowing what's cracking yet. Wait till they know what's cracking. And it's kind of hard to know what's cracking in the NBA because it's so hard to find the damn games.
We've got to find a way to make sure fans, Mike, you've been beating this drum for a long time. It is so difficult for fans to find the games now. I think we've done a disservice to the fans and to the game. We've got to find a way to let the fans know because the fans are the backbone. And we want to support these networks. I'm so honored to be on ESPN now because it's the greatest sports network ever. But people don't even know when NBC games are on NBC, when they're on Peacock. They don't know when the games are on Amazon.
Yeah, that is real. Like, I found myself of being a brighter than not person. I found myself, like, I got pride in, like, I can make 2 + 2 go to 4. You know what I mean? I got pride in the fact that I finished the book. I didn't just read page 1 like my man LeBron. You know what I mean? I pride myself in that stuff. But I can't figure out this NBA stuff. I just literally, this is what I do. I can't lie. I go on YouTube TV and I check. I say, oh, ain't no game on. Okay, it's on Amazon. And if it's not on Amazon, I just get lazy. I don't even know. I know where I can go next. I'm just lazy. I'm like, but Amazon got most of the games. But he's right. We're not connected to them like we used to be. Is that a casualty of all this streaming? I just saw that happen with the Breakfast Club. Y'all know they just signed a big deal with Netflix. And then Jess Hilarious was just sitting there at a diner talking about our audience feels lost. We're not connected because Netflix takes care of all their socials and the interaction is different. It's more machinery than man. For real, I don't know. You can't tell. I don't know. Inside the NBA come on tonight? What's tonight? Tuesday? It used to come on. It used to come on TNT. I knew that. Now I just don't know that. That's real spit.
And we got to be very careful because, we got an 11-year deal.
Damn.
And it's a team deal. The players are going to be successful, but we want the networks to be successful also. I think the number one thing we got to do is make sure we let the fans know exactly when the games are on.
Here.
All right, blah, blah, call me drinking, blah, 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 drinking game. They are letting us know. We just ain't finding out. It's just too much information. There's no hub. There's no portal. I mean, I guess you go to NBA.com. Do you go to NBA.com and it shows you everything? How many times have you looked up a game and it gives you like 5 options? And then like 2 of them don't even work. You be like, oh, it's blacked out in my area. I'm like, why you got me? Dog, you don't know where I'm at? I'm in LA. Don't show me an option that is blacked out here just because it's the national option, except in your region. Dog, y'all ain't smart enough yet. AI ain't caught up to this yet. Like, I think, seriously, if we spending $9.99, $99.99, anything with a 99 at the end, y'all need to find a way to customize that for me. Matter of fact, I need this app right here. All you do is type in your favorites. It ain't with one streaming service. It's with all things that come through the television. I need to type in all my stuff I want to see. Individual names, genres, whatever. And you need to spit it to me when I want to see it. When it's on, I want it like a calendar. Just like I look at my phone and I see what I got to do today, I want to see my TV. Soon as before I even turn my TV on, all right? It's like, it's that black wall, like, boom. And then, boom, soon as it goes up, whoom, I need it to be a calendar. Bow, Clippers, bow, Chargers. I need to see it. That works. That's better than what we got right now. This option sucks. I'm telling you, real spit. All right, you know what else they say sucks? Beat up in the comments. Let me give y'all some love. And hit the like button. Hit the like button right now. They say that the NFL Combine and some of these players, they say it sucks. Let's talk about it because it's some hilarity going on there. It's some people, they are literally going out there and saying some people are tanking the Combine. Beat it up in the comments. We're going to talk about Maxx Crosby. A lot of suitors out there for him. The Cowboys, one of the lead dogs. They talking about he going this week. I don't know about this week, but they talking about it. Steph Curry, Draymond, Floyd, Shedeur. We're going to get into all that and more. Who's in these comments right here? Shout out to you guys. Randy Ballin in there. Luka trade was the worst thing that happened in Dallas since JFK. Man, will y'all stop? Look. It was a horrible trade. It was crazy. At the same time, it was for good reasons. Y'all ever heard that? We broke up. I can't believe I broke up with her, but if you know me, it's for good reasons. She's not the same person I married. Let's just say that. TC210, there are too many places to watch NBA. Too many? I mean, if it's too many, just let me know where they all are. That's all I care about. Francisco Aguilera. He was talking about Stephen A. He said he took his time to get in there. He knows how to fill time. Yeah, that's true. You got a 2-hour show. You got to fill it. All right, we ain't gonna do no filling over here. We're gonna get right to it. What's up with the Combine? What's up with some of these players? Are they tanking for real? Ain't no such thing, is it?
Mekhi Lemon, the wide receiver for USC that had a little interview issue, or people were talking about let's play the clip.
Mekhi, who's one NFL player you model your game after or look up to?
I probably say Annemarie St. Brown, type of grit he plays with, type of way he can have a positive impact, on the team without the ball in his hands.
Okay, that's something. That jumps off at you. I mean, if you know hip-hop or rap, what's his name? Rest in peace, XXXTentacion or something. He giving me a lot of that vibe, right? But he also giving me, I ain't gonna lie to you, I don't know this kid. He right down the street, I should. at SC, he's giving me that, like, I got a little social anxiety. I'm not the one. And people may be reading his mannerisms of how he was moving his head, kind of giving you that rapper robot stuff. But I'm looking at these arms. I'm looking at the tension right there. Like, maybe he don't want to be there. And look, to play football, you're going to have to do this. This is a necessary evil, the media part. But let's not act like that's the lead dog. Like, that ain't why we really here. We were here to see if the man could catch a football.
People have been talking about this and saying some people are like, hey, people should stay away. This guy's a weirdo. Someone old and curmudgeonly like me, I don't like the hairstyle. People that spend that much time working on their hair spook me. But then other people are just like the whole head bobbing and all that. Something or nothing here.
It'll be something, because what it does is when you ask around how he was in interviews and they say, like, he didn't interview well. It wasn't a great he didn't put on a great projection in terms of, like, maybe professionalism and those things. And so that could be problematic. Then you got to get to know the kid a little more to kind of understand who he is, what he's about, how he's going to fit into the locker room and those things. You can't deny the talent. Like, he's a really good player. He was one of the top 3 wide receivers coming into the combine.
Mm-hmm.
And he can run routes like a freak show. But that was kind of just one of those things that you have to work through. It wasn't perfect, but I would say, like, is it something that can be coached through? Can he have some media training? Can he handle the communication part better? But, yeah, it wasn't a great showing from Makai on that thing.
Y'all stupid. Look. I'm giving you, it's some socially awkward dudes everywhere. Everywhere. At the top, the bottom, where your team. And I don't think it's necessary that you have to fix that. Obviously, you got to address that. And sometimes that's a little insensitive. Like, yo, come here. You're a little weird, dog. We got to work on that, because what happens is weird is okay until something bad happens. And then you know how it is. You got somebody that's in your friend circle. You know they got that issue, whatever that is. You let them be until they cross the line. And then even then you like, I'm not going to get you for the issue. But boy, you deal with what they did to cross the line. But if they are habitual line stepper, he drop a few passes, he have a few bad games in a row, you go right to that issue. See, that's why I never should have messed with you, because that's why you got to put this out right now. Now, what is the issue? I don't know. But I keep seeing all these headlines about Makai Leonard. Here we go. People are like, this one says, is he purposely tanking? I'm like, what? They told him to run at 3/4 speed, and let's just say, I don't know what kind of math they teaching at USC, but it ain't 3/4. Let's look. Look at this real quick.
We want you to run 3/4 speed to the other phone, helping the inside edge of the numbers. The reason we got the 3/4 speed is because when you look up, not back, look up for the football in the 30-yard line.
Here we go. Let's see. Okay, look up. And oh wait, he didn't do the 8-year-old kick the ball to. Oh man, look, a little levity there, but look, at the combine when you are hyper focused to do the right thing every single time, you don't see that. And when you don't go first, there is no mulligan. There is no breakfast ball. When you are not first in the line and you saw somebody actually do it and do it right, and then your ass go up there. I mean, who's coached before? If you ever coached before, one of the things that really irks you is when everyone goes through a drill and does it right, and then here comes Makai. And you're like, really? Like, it's one thing to mess up a drill. Who cares? But it's another thing to not be paying attention when paying attention is free, and your ass get up there and just go and do something. It happens to me when I coach my itty bitties every single practice, every single week. And nothing irks you more than like, dog, you're not even paying attention. So it makes some people get so irked, they're like, forget this drill, forget practice, forget the combine.
The NFL combine, I am out on. I am out on the NFL. The last 2 years, and I
were you ever in on it though? Were you ever in on it? You were.
Yeah, I think for a long time it was just NFL, and I like the convergence of college and pro. I love the draft. I love the combine.
That makes sense.
Okay, yeah, and it makes sense. There had to be a moment every single person was in on the combine, because there was a time where you didn't even know what the combine was, the mystery of the combine. Matter of fact, I think people fell in love with football way before they even knew about the combine. You heard of it. What did it entail? I don't know. They go somewhere and run 40s, and they do medical tests, and they interview. That wasn't the whole combine, so we didn't even know. It was the mystery, the aura of the combine we fell in love with probably first before the actual specifics. Now we are here, we know too much. What they say, don't date your fantasy? Yeah, you done took her out too much. Now you don't realize, damn, I thought Tiffany was the finest person ever. Now I realize Tiffany don't know what 1 + 2 is. Come on.
But it's so rehearsed. Many of the stars don't show up. I don't care about people's hand size. I really don't care. And the truth is, I think one of the things that's really smart, one of the reasons I love the way the LA Rams do business is they're willing to say things and do things that other people won't. They just said several years ago, we're not going. That we do our own homework. We have tape. We can go to the Senior Bowl. We're not doing a quick 15-minute interview where Johnny Manziel had NFL teams believing he was Peyton Manning. It's like,
okay, now look, the Rams, you can't argue with the results, right? Couple Super Bowl appearances, one Super Bowl championship in recent era with a young Sean McVay, who's become one of, if not the best coach. He was voted the best coach by the players last year. You can't argue with that. But you also shouldn't argue against there's too much information. Like, if you're in the information business, which is every NFL team, I need to know all this about these players. And they spend millions of dollars to do personal evaluations. They do millions of dollars, your production evaluation, scouting, everything, all this money. And then the NFL says, let's chip in on you finding out about all of these guys by bringing them, the top prospects, together, whether they're going to act the part, whether they're going to play the part, whether they're going to perform, I don't know. They're going to be there. I know I've learned so much about people because they say most communication is nonverbal when we ain't really directly talking and hanging. Like, it's just the indirect. When you see somebody, oh, I know so-and-so, and you get to watch their mannerisms before you even connect with them. You ever seen that? Like, damn. Oh, he real cool. He opening up the door. Oh, he real cool. He look at people and, oh, he real cool like that. Like, we all do that read versus the guy, you see him act all crazy and then he get up to you and he's, oh, what's up, big dog? You're like, just something in me just went off and said, you a little different over there than you were right now. So I think that intel gathering should be done at the combine in addition to what you're doing with your own organization, not in spite of or away from.
Let's ride. I never want, it's a bullshit seminar. And it's just polished vis-a-vis agents. These guys come in with talking points. They train in Phoenix. You know, everybody runs their fastest 40. Everybody's got abs. You know, it's like everybody has their best vertical. It's football. By October 12th, nobody runs a 4.3. Not even the 4.3 guys. They've got a bad hip. They've got an ankle sprain. Like the whole league's beat up by week 6. It's a sport of attrition. You're just trying to get your best players available, like, down the stretch.
Okay, but I don't think these two are negating each other. Like, October 12th is coming. But also what? February 26th just went by. It just passed. You don't have to skip February 26th because you'd be like, man, this don't even count for October 12th. Like, that's the whole buildup. Like, you got to see someone through that process. You got to see how you saw them in their representative phase. The first date, as Colin even brought this up in other conversations about the combine, that representative does represent something. I look back at my first date and the first time I met my wife. So the first time I met her wasn't a date, but then we went on a date. Dog. And I know she could do it for me. There's a lot of the same person in there. A lot. Now, he looked different, he acted different, he dressed different, but those core ingredients, those main ingredients when you turn that wrapper over and look at what you just ate, same. Flour, wheat, sugar. You know what I mean? Like I am me. She is her. I should have known. I was like, dog. But, you know, you in that phase where you're in love with that prospect, so you just like, yeah, but we're going to take him anyway. He got short arms, so what? His 40 wasn't great, so what? Like, you learning all this stuff, but that's a part of the learn. You don't skip steps. It's like math. If you skip steps in math, you won't be in calculus anytime soon. You won't. You'll be in basic math. You'll go to geometry. Trigonometry, maybe. You stuck. You're not getting the calculus.
So I find myself, like, we know who's going to go number one. Is there anything that you have moved out of? Like, I'm just not, I was never a home run derby guy, for instance. I was never, I was never in, I didn't leave it. Pro Bowl, I've joked. I've never watched 4 plays. I think the last time I watched the Pro Bowl, Walter Abercrombie was a running back for the Baylor Bears and the Steelers briefly. I don't even know where he played. Like, I remember watching it. He had a big run. I think it was him. So
okay. So they off of this topic. Blah, blah, blah. Respect. I love layering it. I love things that build. I love math because of that. Like, you got to know the principles of math. Remember when your teacher said, okay, that's great. That's the answer. 1 + 1 is 2. Yeah. Then you got a little more advanced. Then you start getting into mixed numbers, and you got the whole numbers and the mixed numbers and fractions, and you're like, okay. And now she's like, show me your work. You're like, show you my work? I just know it's right. It's 7/8. And she's like, but how'd you get to 7/8? How'd you get to 7/8 when it's a 1 1/4 and then it's like a 6/8? And she's like, what? That's not 7/8. That's why. Because you didn't do it. You didn't make the common denominators. You had to show your work, the principles. They jump out in math. You don't know them, you ain't getting to the next floor. Nope, because you're going to get to a hard-ass problem. You're going to be like, damn it. 20, carry the 2, 4. Well, let me look at it again. If you know the principles, you ain't even got to look at it. Make it as hard as it can on that level. I got you, teacher. Same thing with this. Same thing with NFL. Same thing with the combine. Build it. You building that player up. You learning about that player. You could go to the combine and literally find out who's a follower and a leader. One of the things you find out easily is who's a follower and a leader. Because there's going to be circles, these little social circles, little nests built around Fernando Mendoza. Wherever he goes, there's going to always be a little nest. Sometimes it's not even players. It's just representatives and media and all. It's just a nest around them. But then you could see a guy, you're like, he ain't ranked that high, but look at that nest around him. He must got something about him. Social attributes, right? And then you can see some guys who are loners. You can see some guys who distracted already. I saw at the combine, because they got phones now. We didn't have phones in the combine. These suckers run their 40, they go right to the phone. I don't know if they on the app. I don't know if they on X. I don't know if they on Instagram, but I know they on the phone. What? Calling people in the middle. Hey, dog, guess what I did? Calling your agent. It's okay. But the point is, I'm taking all that in. If I'm about to spend millions of dollars on you, trust me, we're going on a lot of dates. Why are we going on a date again? Let's just hurry up and get married. You imagine that? No. We're not doing that. We're not running down to get one thing. We are walking down to get it all, because we are talking ball. Beat it up in the comments. Nick Saban about to tap in and talk to you about some ball. Talk to you about, this is so good. This is coming from when we were watching the national championship and he talking about coaching and everything. Magnifying effect. It's so good. All right, beat it up in the comments. Francisco Aguilera is in there. Murphy Roberts said that's the point of all of that. Look how they compare players over to the last 20 years in combine stats. Yeah, I just think it's a misstep when you don't want to have another data point. Nah, I'm good. I know who they are. Okay, that's good. At the same time, they made it easy for you to know them even better, and you don't want to take advantage of it? Interesting. I love this clip. This clip right here does it for me. Let's get into it.
I had one more question for you. I saw a quote this week. It was from one of the IU players. I can't remember who it was, but he said, Coach Sig doesn't really coach us. He coaches the coaches, and then they coach us. What does he mean by that?
Okay. Well, we know what he means by it. He ain't going up to the players and grabbing by the jersey and say, I said run over the bags. He's telling the coach, look, man, to keep his authority and to keep his level distant. Like, true power is delegation. True power is delegation. You let somebody else do the work for you because you know you got the power. You remember Goodell used to do it all, judge, jury, executioner? That's why he gets booed everywhere. Goodell is amazing. Let me tell you this. Anybody who grows a game 4 to 6x in 20 years is amazing. Goodell is getting guys, the guys that have the same stats. And I give you my Joey Bosa example all the time. Joey Bosa had 29 sacks, I think, when he got $130 million. I had 29 sacks. I got way less than $130 million. That's the point. But Goodell was doing everything. And that's why people were like, boo, what'd you say about Kaepernick? Boo. What'd you say about the CT? Boo. What'd you say about Met? He was doing too much. Judge, jury, and executioner. What'd you do about Ray Rice? Boo. If he would have had somebody tucked away, now he does. If he had somebody tucked away and just said, handle that, handle that, handle that, handle that, he would have been all to the good. People have been best commissioner ever because he's grown the game. He's grown the game like none other.
Well, I think when you observe things, you're observing things. Okay, so you can either go directly to the player and say, hey, you used the wrong footwork, you had the wrong hand placement, whatever it might be, and coach the guy over top of the coach that's coaching him. Or you can go to the coach and say, hey, look, these guys are not using the right footwork. They don't have the right hand placement. And when I used to coach the coaches was all the time is when we watched the film after practice. You know, on the practice field, I got to be honest with you. I coached the secondary the whole time I was a head coach. And I was the GA for whoever the secondary coach was, but I was taking over. But everybody else, I let the coaches coach. And then when we watched the film, you know, I would coach the coaches and say, this is bad footwork with the offensive line, or the receiver's not at the right depth in the route, or whatever it was, or the punter is not taking the right steps, and when it's New York protection, he's supposed to kick the ball to the left.
The ball went that way.
We always coach the coaches. Yeah. And I think that helps them develop. But the other thing I always did was...
Before you go there, what I love about that, what he just said is, it lets them develop. Like the coaches are still growing too, because look, one, they're not the head coach. So wherever you are, there's obviously greater ambitions and aspirations, right? And more importantly, you can round out who you are. This is the beautiful thing this is why I love like intellectual curiosity and those who are curious. I love those who just ask questions. I'm just built that way because we all can be somewhere and see the same thing differently. Real spit. Like if we all on the corner and we on 4 different corners, we see an accident, we all got different perspectives. We all gonna tell the police, we saw an accident. And then he gonna say, really? They ran the light? Oh, really? They ran the light? Because we're all seeing it from different perspectives. Beautiful.
SIG knows is every time we hired a coach, I made the whole staff interview him. Because it's 2 things. It's the whole staff learns maybe a whole new system that this guy runs on offense, defense, or whatever, so it makes them better coaches and they have better understanding.
Yep.
But it also gets us a better chance to evaluate, can this guy actually present to players like we're the staff as players, and how good is he at teaching? So I'm sure SIG does that too.
Yeah, I think it worked out. How'd you feel about the quote about you don't go to war with warm cookies?
Warm milk and cookies.
Warm milk.
Yeah. Blah, blah, blah. Got my meat out of that. Ooh, pause. Look, we all know Nick Saban right now chilling and telling us so poetically, eloquently how it is. But we know when he on that sideline, it was war. It was a war of words and fire. Like, hey, get it done. Because we all saw him when he was commander-in-chief on that sideline. It was a whole different animal. But I love good coaches who understand it's not about how I'm giving it, it's how you're receiving it. Like, that's why I tell quarterbacks all the time. I see a lot of these young quarterbacks, and, you know, they get caught up in the perfect position, and they get caught up in all the Dak Prescott hip turns and all that. And I was like, you know, the object of throwing that ball is to make sure it is so catchable. Like, the goal is to make it caught, like get it caught, like catch it, not to throw it. Like, just think about it. How many times have you seen a bad pass? How many times have you seen incompletions because it's about I threw it? Not about was it catchable? Not about it's the perfect pass, which is he can't drop it. That's what I like to say too. Like, you know what the perfect pass is? He's like, what? The one he can't drop. Like it just, oh man, look. It's basically, I always tell them, like, give someone your little brother or sister. Hand it to them. That's what your pass need to be like. Would you just don't care about your brother and sister? You probably don't. But at the same time, would you just be like, whatever? No, you're like, here's my little brother. Here's my little sister. Make that thing feel like that. And when you see that in action, it's a whole different animal. But that is like what coaching is. Just give the information in a way that they can digest it. That means that player, you know he a little slow. You know he a little mental. You can't talk to him like you talk to him. You can't walk up to him like that. He's a different animal. So you're going to have to talk the language. That's a good way of looking at it. They're all different animals. Some of them, some of them like, some. You got to you better figure it out. If not, you're not going to get the most out of your players. You treat them all the same, like they're all the same animal. They're not. All right, let's get into this Shedeur conversation because they talking it. Shedeur, that draft is coming. And when it happens, people are saying, you better duck, big dog, because that depth chart. I've been trying to tell y'all and remind y'all, there's a depth chart in Cleveland. And a lot of people put in Shedeur at number 1, and I never did because I'm just like, follow the money first. Let's talk through it. Beat it up in the comments. Hit the like button right now. I see you guys out here. Maloney Baloney. And who else we got? Brandon G. I love it. Love it. Let's keep it going. Jared N is here. Let's go. Let's go. Talk to me, man.
We got to keep it pushing. We're going to talk about some Cleveland Brown stuff right now. Ty Simpson reportedly would love to play for his family friend, Todd Monken, in Cleveland. How unbelievably funny is this next season going to be with the Shedeur saga? Mary Kay Cabot of theCleveland.com also said a high draft pick at quarterback, namely Ty Simpson, would likely move to the front of the Browns depth chart quickly. They draft Ty Simpson high. He would come in, she thinks, above Shedeur Sanders and probably be competing with Deshaun Watson for the starting job in 2026.
Did you just hear Shady? I forgot about Deshaun Watson. Y'all need to stop playing. Are we serious for real? I mean, I know we doing TV a little bit, but we doing this. Really?
Shedeur be scared about his job as it stands right now.
All right, quick timeout, people. Look.
No. We're not going to do that. I'm going to talk. All right, so let me cue this because I know I forgot he got to do his get his money. Shedeur, can you stop playing with me? I'm interested in seeing Shedeur's development first and foremost. I want to see, is he going to hit the ground running? Last year, rookie year. Let's just call it rookie year. It was not even up and down. It was down and up, right? But he can rebound. But he ain't going to be first on that depth chart. Let's talk.
Pick going into the following season, you didn't have an outstanding rookie year. You should be nervous, especially for a Browns roster and team that has several draft picks, including, I believe, 2 first-round picks. You should be nervous, especially for a Browns organization that has Deshaun Watson and still owes him, I believe, $64+ million. You should be nervous. If they're talking about Ty Simpson and Ty Simpson's family has a relationship with the head coach, you should absolutely be nervous. Furthermore, Todd Monken don't owe Shedeur nothing. Todd Monken didn't draft you. So Shedeur should absolutely be nervous about his upcoming job. But everybody should have a healthy amount of fear on the roster. Outside of the Shady McCoys, the Mike Vicks, the Deshaun Jacksons, the Jason Peters, everybody on that Eagles roster had a healthy amount of I could lose my job today. And I think that fear breeds a little bit of competition. That fear breeds a little bit of excellence. I think when you start to get complacent, you start to get bad. So I think
Okay. We say this a lot, and this is a good talking point. This is not an attack on Ancho, but this is coming out of our mouth a little too effortlessly. That you need some issues to make sure you stay on your toes. But then that totally undermines the whole point of you having your own goals, your own ambitions, and your own drive. Like, I don't need a rugged road to say I really want to get there. I like a smooth paved road, and the way that you pave a smooth road in front of you is putting in all the work, putting in all the time so that you are prepared for anything rugged, but hey, I can take it smooth. I give you some examples because I remember like when Peyton Manning first hit, and the whole narrative, especially like late 90s, was like, the best athletes, the best at everything is somebody who went through it, somebody from the hood or somebody who has adversity, And then Tom Brady came at the same time as Peyton Manning right after it, like a year or two. So it really started to give a balancing act to that conversation. Look what Tom Brady went through in Michigan. Look what Tom Brady's been through at New England. He was on the bench behind the first guy ever to get $100 million. Look at all that adversity. So we always have that duality of, can you do it? Like Peyton Manning was basically, I'm the man. I'm the Manning. And then keys. Here you go. Keys to the franchise. And do what you do. And he became Peyton Manning. Like, it doesn't always have to be that. So when I hear people say like, oh, well, if that fear breeds the competition, the first person I compete against is myself. Trust me. I'm going to go get it. You being here, you poking at me, you being behind me, All that stuff can remind me. It's reminding me of what my goal is. But trust me, I'm minding my own goal. I don't need your reminders. They're for you. They're for, oh, look, he played great. Because why? Because we put somebody behind him that pushed him. Dog, push me? How fast you think I run if you push me? I think I run faster if you leave me alone. You don't agree?
Shedeur should absolutely be nervous. I don't like Ty Simpson's game. I don't think Ty Simpson is all that good. I think Ty Simpson is one of, if not the worst Alabama quarterback in the last 7 or 8 years. Let's just keep it a bean. So, I don't love Ty Simpson's game, but Shedeur should absolutely be nervous just because of Deshaun, because of the draft capital. And if Ty Simpson does know Todd Monken, or at least his family, hell yeah, I'm nervous.
Don't be nervous. I talked to Shedeur. I'm like, yo, you shouldn't care who they bring in. You should want them to bring somebody else. Because if they do, that brings the best in you. Always said, competition is the best thing for a player.
True.
If you want to see how good a player is, bring somebody in that's decent. And you'll see how he responds. Does he quit and put the tail between his legs, or go out there on his shield? So
I think we talked about this before. We got to stop lying, y'all. Ain't no damn way you want to see a quarterback room where, all right, Peyton Manning was drafted first overall, and remember he had his first season, 3-13, 28 interceptions. Okay, so you know what we're going to do? Now, I'm using their fully evolved versions. Let's put Tom Brady in there. You know? And we're going to push you. Now we got the GOAT in there with the sheriff. So we don't really want those problems, because those problems is a problem. Barry Sanders and Emmitt Smith in the same room. All right, y'all figure this out. We want competition. You want to push each other? Number 1 and number 2 go. No. There's a reason why brackets are structured that way. We want number 1 over here. And we want number 2 over here. And y'all got to go through 8 and 16 and all that and 4. Ain't no bracket set up where 1 and 2 on the same side. Y'all go get it. You know what I'm saying? We want to make sure that we get the best. Then it's number 3 sitting there waiting on you. So I don't, maybe because I'm not externally motivated, I don't understand this. Because if I'm Shedeur, I don't need Ty Simpson in there. You know why? Because you're presenting a problem Dylan Gabriel was able to present, and he was a 3rd rounder. You think I want number 12 pick? Ain't no way. And we ain't even talked about Deshaun Watson and the $230 million they owe him guaranteed, and still owe him like 60. You think when we writing checks that Shedeur got to cash, and let me just tell you, based on being a 5th rounder and a 5th rounder who put that rookie year out there on resume, he don't want them problems, bro.
I like that for sure. I don't think he's going to be nervous at all. And then with the Browns, they're trying to figure things out, right? Yeah. Like in this draft, who do you really love? I mean, at quarterback?
Yeah.
I don't really love no quarterbacks in this draft.
Mendoza.
I was at the combine doing some things with the NFL and et cetera, and I had a chance to talk to some of the players and look at them and talk to them and see their physique and how they threw up close, and I wasn't blown away.
Blah. Well, you and Colin Cowherd are going to stay away from the combine. Let me stop. You wasn't blown away by how they looked? You wasn't blown away by how you saw their throws on air, huh? You wasn't blown away by watching Mendoza play? Stop that, people. Stop that. Don't do this. We do this every year. We build him up. We say he's the prohibitive favorite, the number 1 pick overall, and then we just hoping he falls down. It ain't going to happen, dog. He already put that film out there. Don't do that to that dude. Dude is next level. Next level. Now, he got character. He got it all. Okay? So I want y'all to check this out, because we're going to keep this show going. Hit the like button right now. We're going to get into that Maxx Crosby story in a second. Right now, we're just building up and showing you how big the NFL is globalizing too. I know y'all get caught up in the headlines of the NBA doing this globalization. The NFL is trying too. And one of the things that brought it home was this. NFL's a $25 billion business. I wish it was $25. I'd buy it. A big part of getting to $50 billion will be media rights deals across the globe. This year's halftime show got the brand in front of the audience it most wants to capture. You can ignore all the other noise. Yes. Look at this. Global viewership record for most watched Super Bowl halftime show performance of all time. Bad Bunny sets that record. Okay, reason I'm bringing that up is because this is where the game is going. You understand that? 4.2 billion global viewers. NFL is not stupid. They see the ripe opportunity to grow its game, especially because of how dominant they are in America and then how it really wanes and falls off compared to other sports it dominates in America. So how the hell the NBA pass us up outside our borders? Now, if you have an NFL game, and what they have 7 last year outside our borders, they're going to sell out. It's 70, 80,000 people. Stop it. That's not the true litmus test. What they said is the media, right? The fan base. We know it's enough. It's 70,000 people in Mexico that want to see the Cowboys play the Chargers or something. Duh. We're talking about something different. How do we double this business? We go over there. And we got to go over there. How we get over there? You know how it is. You got to call your homie that's from there. You got to call your homie from somewhere else. Even though Bad Bunny, I know Bad Bunny is American because he's Puerto Rican and all that. I'm saying his music is over there. And there's, 3 things they say that always brings people together? Sports, music, and dance. You don't believe me? Put some music on and start. What's going to happen? People going to start doing this in their own little circles by the wall. And then next thing you know, forget it. Let's go up in the middle of the dance floor. And then what's the other people who are sitting on the side doing? Talking about some sports. That's life. That is life. That is us. So Bad Bunny was a necessary caveat. He was a trampoline to get us to where we got to go. And where we are is going to be global. Y'all going to look up. I'm not lying. By the time your kids get to the age where they're sports fans and they buying their own season tickets, oh yeah, they be like, yeah, Mom, I'm going to see the Jets game, and they're playing on the road. Who are they playing? Oh yeah, they're over there in Portugal. They're playing Portugal. You be like, soccer? No, Mama. You gotta understand what this is. This is something different. All right, beat it up in the comments. Let's talk about Floyd Mayweather real quick. Ooh, Floyd Mayweather. It's a little more receipts on this situation. We're going deeper with the Floyd stuff. Even though Floyd my boy, Floyd my dog, that's my neighbor, all that love. I love that dude. Same time, we got to do our job. We got to do our work. Let's go.
Tax, he owed this person. I saw Logan Paul was talking about that he owes him, and some Greek company is sued, some Dubai company is suing him for $10 million. I don't know if there's any truth to that, chat. I really, really don't. I don't know Floyd's finances, and I don't know anybody that knows Floyd's finances. But it's just, man.
You know what's so crazy? Have you ever seen, you ever go on ChatGPT and just type in like bankruptcy, or like you find out a company is killing it, right? It's a unicorn. You're like, how long it's been around? And then you look up and it's like been here for 50 years. And it's like, damn, overnight success takes forever, right? You look at Walt Disney, how many times he went bankrupt and how many times people got denied, and then McDonald's, all these kind of war stories. I bet Floyd Mayweather got more money, even if he is broke, quote unquote, than all of us put together. Like, you know what I mean? Like Donald Trump went bankrupt. It's like, really? Everywhere I go, I see a Trump tower, and you talking about that's bankrupt? What the hell you call what I got then?
I just hate this. I hate it. When you heard the story of Joe Louis, how Joe Louis had to come out and had to fight much longer than he should have, Ocho. I hate that for guys when they have to do that, because they take such a beating when they're in their prime, when they're young. Yeah. Boxing, even
not Floyd. Don't do that. Floyd did not take a beating. See, we're not keeping full perspective. We keep putting the general knowledge, the general prescription on this patient. This patient is not beat up. Floyd is not slurring. Floyd is not, like, his faculties are not compromised. They're not. I just saw him a couple months ago, a month ago, with my son. He's not. Dog, there's so much. Look, I understand there could be some financial situation. He may be leveraged. He may be out leveraged. That's part of the game, right? But, dog, someone went to Floyd somehow, some way and said, look, I don't know if you've been paying attention, but they are paying dudes to do exhibitions. You were in one with Logan Paul. Those are now the top dogs. You remember how you and Pacquiao had that thing, and you got 2 of the highest pay-per-views of this century? Well, you know what the other 2-3 there's three other ones, but one is another real fight. The other two are fake fights. Okay? Let me talk to you. You got one of them. They just did another one. Mike Tyson got in there and just was like, I ain't gonna hit you hard, and got paid how much? Floyd, let me talk to you. How much money you making doing what you doing? Oh yeah, you know, my investments in this. Floyd, shut it. They will give you, I could guarantee you $200 million in 2026 if you just take the ego off and stop saying you retired and just say, I'll come back. Now, you wanted to do all exhibitions and Pacquiao pushed back. Pacquiao was like, nah, this got to be a real fight because you already got me one. Put it up so I could try and get it back. But, dog, somebody going to offer you $200 million, and if you say yes, people going to say, you broke? Broke? I ain't stupid.
When the hair gear and you sparring, Ocho, you still get hit upside your head.
Yep.
It's just like when you play football. Yeah, you got a helmet on, but them damn legs still hurt.
And when you know,
They do.
also, Uncle Joe, when you think about it too, you have to think about it. We talk about Floyd. One that's over his career in 50 fights, hasn't taken much punishment. He hasn't getting hit. I mean, obviously you do get hit, but he's minimized those hits and that wear and tear over the years because he's so great at defense.
There you go.
So great at defense. So he's one of the few that can come out, and that's why the first thing I said, he's one of the few that can come out of retirement, even at his age, and still protect himself.
And let's go all the way back. Who's Floyd's father? Mayweather Sr. Floyd was born as a baby with a boxing glove in his hand. Come on, y'all. Like, we all act like this is all I know what to do. Like me in football. I played football when I was 7, 8. You know, around the neighborhood here and there, but I ain't go organized to 7 to 8. Floyd got videos of him in Polaroid and 110 cameras with the thumb twist over there. He 1 year old and he can't even stand up and he doing this. You talking about you? That's all you know in your life, and you started something at 7, 12, 15. You went to college, didn't even know your major. Now all of a sudden you're a writer, and you've been writing since you're 21. You had it. This is all I know. This sucker was born, and didn't take the wear and tear, and was the biggest money maker out there. And when you're the biggest money maker out there, and you said, "This is my last album. This is my last album." Jay-Z went through this. Too Short, all of them. This is my last album. And then they stop, and they really mean it. It's it. And then they look at how much money the cats are making, the other people making, that ain't as good as them. And guess what they say? Coming out of retirement. Got to. Who wouldn't? Who wouldn't? You mean somebody who's 50% of me is making 200% of what I did?
It's like, hell, I ain't rode a bike in 15 years, Joe. But if I had to get back on there, I can get on there and know what to do. Especially when you talk about one of the best, if not the best of all time. And now, depending on who you ask when it comes to boxing, obviously, you know, you throw other names in the pot. But I think he's gonna be all right. He's gonna be able to do what he needs to do in the ring. He knows how to protect himself. He knows how to carry a fight, which I think he's gonna do for the young bull out there in the Greek guy that he's gonna face. He gonna carry him. No.
Well, he might get kicked in the face too. That dude's a kickboxer. Blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, he got Mike Tyson coming up. He got a kickboxer coming up. But that was all appetizer to get you to this point, because this is a little deeper. This is somebody trying to do actually like the math of it all, right? And I find this is fascinating. Let's talk through it.
I don't claim to speculate as to whether or not Floyd Mayweather is going broke, but a lot of media outlets are starting to ask questions. And this man who's been flaunting money like it's going out of style.
First of all, 12 and a half in the hold on. Okay, that's the neighbor. I was about to say, please don't say this is your house and that house. Jesus. Okay. Like, you ever live in a house big enough where you don't know where everything is, or a spider web hits you because you ain't never in that room? That's that house. Like, good Lord. The Addams family
is doing a lot of stuff that just doesn't make a lot of sense. My name is Dr. Boyce Watkins. I'm a finance professor. Give me 2 minutes, and I'm going to explain to you why you can clearly see that Floyd Mayweather is having some financial challenges. First off, in 2025, he took a loan for $54 million at a 9% interest rate. Now, 9% is a really high rate for somebody of his wealth level. The 9% indicates that the bankers see him as a risk. and that he is a person that they think may not pay back the loan. So that high interest rate is definitely a red flag.
Okay, now let's be real. One, interest rates in 2025, they're coming down now, but they were high. That's part one. Part two, I don't know what type of loan this is. So obviously different types of loans have different interest rate barriers and parameters. Also, maybe, look, you could be liquid, you could be full of money, cash, you know, you got all your money market, but you may have bad credit. I don't know if Floyd has great credit. And you're like, what does credit matter? Well, no matter who you are, credit score is a credit score, right? They don't say, oh, you're a billionaire, you don't have to have 700. They're like, no, we don't give a damn. So I don't know. There's right there, I could poke some holes in it, but hey, what? Off to a fast start. I get you.
Also, there's a lot of lawsuits. I mean, lawsuits everywhere. He's been accused of borrowing $4 million worth of jewelry and never paying for the jewelry. Logan Paul, who he fought.
Okay, we skipped another one. Okay, he already took Logan Paul. The jewelry one, you know jewelers? A lot of times these jewelers work on this. They work on this, golly. I mean, sometimes it's consignment, but more importantly, they like, look, wear my jewelry. Get me out there, publicity. People's like, oh, who's that? Oh, that's Jason of Beverly Hills. But they loan that out. They loan it out because they know you got platform. Everywhere you go, people going to be talking about your jewelry. And then they're going to use it in marketing. I don't know if that was Floyd here or if that was Floyd here, give it back. I don't know if that was Floyd buying it. I'm just saying, if you are in court right now, sitting there, are you sitting there? What are you thinking?
With publicly has said that Mayweather owes him $1.5 million from a fight that they had way back in 2021. There's a Manhattan luxury property that is suing him for a lot of back rent that he did not pay. In addition to that, people are alarmed that at almost the age of 50, Mayweather's still fighting a lot of exhibition fights. Just this year, he has 3 exhibition fights coming up, including one with Mike Tyson, another one with Manny Pacquiao.
Okay, now the Logan Paul one is real, but the Logan Paul one, the only way you can explain it if you're on Floyd's side is saying this. Look, dog, I sold our rights to somebody out there. They paid for it, and then I was supposed to pay you, but I ain't paid you. Now, the reason I didn't pay you is because we didn't use them. But you were like, so, but you used my name to get that. He's like, yeah, but we didn't even do that with them. You see what I'm saying? Like somebody be like, yo, I was going around the block just saying like we, and then they gave me some money, but we didn't do it with them. So what you mean? This is shady now. I'm not defending Floyd. I'm saying this is what Floyd could say. We used them and you got the money from them. What about the other people that you were going around saying we were going? It's almost like we're going to be at this club and then we don't go to the club and the club pays me because I'm the one that went to the club. I'm the one that actually got the offer and the opportunity from the club. You didn't do jack. I just used your name. Well, don't I get that? Yes, if I had that level of character. I'm not giving it to you. I've been shaded that way before, and as much as I want to say that's bad, that's like a misdemeanor of shade, even though it's bad. But if we had done it with them and then you didn't give it to me, see the degree, see the difference? If we had used that promotional arm and I didn't pay you, now you got a conversation. But when we didn't even use them, did we? It's shady, but you know.
Reminds me of Muhammad Ali. Muhammad Ali was having financial problems. He fought into old age. So did Joe Louis. I hope that's not what's going on with Floyd. That would make me actually quite sad. And then last but not least is...
Okay, before he gets last but not least, let's not do this. I hate when we use the end to justify or to explain, not even justify, explain how we got there. Because Floyd is doing 3 exhibitions right now this year, right? Ronda Rousey's doing one. Where's the Ronda Rousey going broke conversations? Anybody? She's fighting what? Serrano? Where's hers? They all been done forever. Who else? Pacquiao. We already heard those conversations about Pacquiao. Whether they true or not, we just know, damn, your family too big. Hell yeah. You own the whole country and you paying for the whole country's welfare. Yeah, you're not the only one there, but they pick on you. It's almost like selective outrage. Like, oh, look at Floyd. Like Floyd knew this was going to come because of your lifestyle. All this, when you see all this, everybody's sitting there quietly like, just a matter of time, right? So that conversation.
Been selling off his real estate like crazy. So again, I'm not here to say that Floyd's bankrupt or not. I know that that's a debatable concept. But what it does say is that when you get money, never trick yourself into believing that you can never run out. And never trick yourself into believing that being flashy with money is a way to live. Being flashy with money, it's a sign of insecurity. Some would say immaturity. And I think that there are a lot more relevant things that this amazing, extraordinarily talented man could do beyond just showing off material items.
Golly, dog, it's a car dealership. That's the conversation. Whether he got money or not, look, that's money. Whether he got money or not, why did you go this road? Look how many cars. Like, it's almost like you want to grab Floyd's talent and then grab all his money and say, now let me give the money to somebody else. Like, you can't do anything with it. Kind of like what Allen Iverson did. Like, have this little protective group that's like, we tucking away $30 million of your money, Iverson. Why? Because we know you're going to spend it. That's gangster. This is crazy.
My name's Dr. Boyce Watkins.
Yep, you are Dr. Boyce Watkins. Respect. Blah, blah, blah. Judgment. Look. Anytime, I don't care how much money you got. No, I can't lie. I was about to lie to y'all. I was about to say, you shouldn't have more than this. You shouldn't do more than, that's a lie. That's a lie. Because I'm not lying. I know people with B's, a couple of friends have a B, like billions. Like, it's weird too, because you be like, dog, you could buy everything I see every day and still be like, what? What happened? Like, you know how much interest they're making a day? They're just like, what? What'd you say? They don't even look at it. But I ain't gonna lie. They don't have that many cars. One has 3 cars, 4, and one has 3. Yeah. Billions. Here I go getting one deal from the Chargers. I got 6. Ignorant. So here's the next level. Don't think they don't spend it, though. They spend it where they want to spend it. They just don't spend it in the ways where, depreciating assets and silly stuff like that. Or sometimes they do. You be like, so where we going? We going to that tournament? Yeah. Meet me at the terminal 12:30. What time's the flight? Just meet me at the terminal 12:30, whatever time. The flight's when we take off. That plane that they own, you know how much money it costs to just get on it? It's like $200,000 trip. Please don't ask me for my credit card. You think you look crazy at the Cheesecake Factory when your boy show up in the bill? You imagine somebody took you on a plane and it just cost $200,000. They're like, yeah, you got your share, Wiley? Look, Southwest was open. You should have told me, homie. Should have told me. Real spit, though. People's going to spend their money, so I'm not going to put no limit. I'm not going to sound like just to say something. But damn it, that's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. All right, let's get into this. We are getting there. That's too much money. Floyd, good Lord, Floyd. We got to do this Steph stuff. But we're going to come back to it. Because first, we got to get to this Maxx Crosby. I know y'all like, God dang, where the Maxx Crosby at? Got the big old, got the thumbnail and stuff, shoot. Man, there's so many topics we are skipping over that are amazing just for the sake of time and sake of respect. But we're going to get there right now. All right, beat up in the comments. Let me know what you're talking about. Let's get into the NFL, and then we go back to the NBA and all this other stuff. Oh, so Jared M. says nobody cares about Rhonda. Isn't that crazy? And Rhonda ain't 50. Yeah, but I bet Rhonda's taking more abuse in her sport than he has, and she wrestling. You know that hurts people's bodies. I bet you Floyd, in terms of abuse meter in the sport, y'all stupid. I heard y'all already when I said abuse meter. It's like at a 2. Like Evander Holyfield is like at a 9 or 10. Like I've seen Evander, respectfully. You can tell he boxed. You can hear it. You talk, you say, hello, hey, Evander. You know he boxed. Not Floyd. Floyd's at a 1 or 2. And Evander's at a 9 or a 10. And there's levels in there. So I'm not doing that. I think it's a tough place to be. It's a conundrum. Because look, who doesn't need more money or want more money? Need or want, who cares? Money. Someone gonna come up to you and say, what do you do for a living? And you're like, I do this. And it's like, oh, okay. I want you to stop doing that for like 10 years. And then I'm going to give you all of the money you've made before doing that. Pretty much. I'm gonna double what you already made doing that, but take a break for 10 years. Would you take that offer? Hell yeah. Enough said. Say less.
Hey, George is in a great spot, man, where everybody's looking at 88 maybe, and he's doing his thing, and the run game's working, and the tight end game's working, and the offensive side of the ball I am not worried about for the Dallas Cowboys.
I'm happy with that.
And if they're able to take the 12th overall pick and instead of using it on a young defender, get Maxx Crosby for it?
This conversation has been brewing. This conversation is getting there. There are boiling point conversations about Maxx Crosby leaving the Las Vegas Raiders, even though, boy, if he stayed and Mendoza hits, oh, they got something special. But this conversation is now directed itself towards the Dallas Cowboys and that roster because we know defensively, oh, my God, atrocious. But if they get Maxx Crosby, not only will you change up front, basically Micah Parsons again, but in a different version, but the culture is going to change. And I think that's the biggest difference between him and what Micah Parsons was bringing to the table. Micah Parsons was bringing those sacks. And I'm sure, good teammate to the degree that he could be, having a podcast and all that. But Maxx Crosby, guaranteed impact in that locker room.
Right?
I mean, unless,
And you go to work with Quinnen and Maxx Crosby and Kenny Clark, and then you use your other first-round draft choice on somebody else.
I love it. He put them glasses on. He's like, where the other person at? Where's somebody else? No, but they got multiple draft picks, multiple first-rounders. Let's go.
20 overall. You get another defender.
12 and 20.
And it's Maxx Crosby and another defender? You're not too far away. I know I just went higher register. I'll knock off the higher register. You are not too far away. You're just not. Overshown's going to be healthy from jump. You feel coaching-wise you've gotten it better on that side of the ball? Am I?
No, you are. You are. Squint, y'all. Let's talk. Maxx Crosby. If Maxx Crosby go to the damn Dallas Cowboys, doesn't that fix a multitude of issues? Doesn't that really just hit home and make you say, Lord? Like, you couldn't even, I'm not going to lie, when I first saw this topic, I was like, clickbait. And then I looked into it. I was like, this ain't clickbait. Because you got to go to beats all the way up to this point. So first, Maxx Crosby, we know, very loyal to his craft. Because you got to remember, Maxx Crosby has been going through it since he's been a professional in terms of personal issues and substance issues and overcoming issues. So he is so devoted to the game. I remember talking to him, having conversations with him about, like, he is, when I say all in, it no lie. When we were talking, I was like, dog, this level of commitment, it made me, it inspired me to say, damn, I wish I had another snap. Like, I go to war with you, dog. You ready to go get it. And he plays like it. So it's one thing, it's a lot of guys in the locker room that, yeah, war paint, but then you go out there, dog, man, you ain't popping bubbles. But he popping bubbles. And he is popping his gums. He letting you know we are here for a mission. But it hasn't translated, and I think he's come to a understanding, or at least his own solution of it won't translate in Vegas. It seems that way. Now, if he stays there, all this is going to be a moot point, and it is going to be like, look, he going to ball out for them. But I think his commitment needs to be matched, because when you give your all you ask for is reciprocation. That's all you ask for. Like, just give me your all. I didn't say give you what I'm giving you because I got more than you. I'm better than you. I didn't look at you, teammate, and say, do me. I said, do you. I'm not looking at you on the sidelines. But when you put a Pete Carroll in there and then Pete Carroll fizzles out, when you bring in, what's my boy name? What's the quarterback name? Damn, I don't got a brain fart. Beat up in the comments. He's black? Let me see. Well, you bring in from Seattle? Oh, I forgot his name. Anyway, him, and that doesn't work out. You've been in Vegas, and you see how Vegas is eating these cats up. You look upstairs at Mark Davis, and you're like, I know you mean well. I know you got money, and you're using your resources well. Even though our games look like, the Super Bowl halftime show every time. You go to a Vegas Raider game, go to a Vegas Raider game. First of all, it's an amazing experience. It's the second best stadium out there, and literally SoFi shouldn't even count because SoFi is just insane. So it's the best stadium out there. Like they halftime show between commercials, you'd be like, is that Lil Jon? It's sick. But the point is, maybe a little too much sizzle. You get what I'm saying? If you know Maxx Crosby and his mindset and how he coming at the game, maybe a little too much juice from concentrate. Not enough pure, organic fruit. Now, going to Dallas, you're like, what's different? See, the Dallas thing is different because as crazy as Jerry is, he's calculated. Calculated genius, actually. As crazy as Dallas is, you also know Jerry is going to set it up where y'all can go get it. As crazy as Dallas is, you also know this is what they need. The culture fix. The culture fixer. And you can look at that opportunity and say, I can make it work there. Geno Smith, that's his name. Thank you. I was about to say something with a Q. I had a Q in my head so bad. But there's no trade yet. No. That's why I put question marks. I got to read. I don't put no, It's question mark. Cowboys trade? It's other teams. It's just like 6 teams into it as well. They're trying to move everybody around because Maxx Crosby is a huge attraction. We were talking about Luka and how he commanded so much. We're in that position right now as well. But could he do it? That's the conversation. I don't know. I just know I love it for the Dallas Cowboys. Because if we see him as a Dallas Cowboy, oh my God. Life is good. Life is good. I swear, I can't wait for 2 things to happen. The Cowboys to win a championship and the Clippers to win a championship. Just because I want to see the level of euphoria and how many like moles come from the ground and just be like, we finally did it. You know what I mean? And people just act a donkey. Craziness out there. You want to see some craziness out there? Let me show you this. Y'all seen that? Watch Steph Curry. Draymond is Draymonding. I think that's what they call it now, Draymonding. And watch Steph. Couldn't wear a better outfit. He couldn't wear a better outfit to be this guy. Look at him. I mean. Look at that vein in Draymond's neck. I'm going to watch this again. Look at Draymond. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go get that. Nobody else is with me. Where they at? Come on now. Let's go. Let's get the fuck, man. I ain't doing that shit, man. Damn. Look at Steph. Steph is like, yeah, buddy. Let it out. Let it out. It's me. I know Draymond is for real with it, and it's all good, but this is some auntie behavior. Whenever I talk to a dude and there's more hands moving than your mouth, I'm like, dog, stop. Are you performing? Like, what are we doing here? Like, what are you doing here? Well, look, I'm not in that huddle, and you're not in that huddle, but somebody who's been in those type of huddles before wanted to get their response to it. Let's hear it.
You know who maybe isn't? Well, you tell me. Explain what's going on here. This Steph Curry Draymond thing. I just want you to caption this as say something funny, Blake. This happened. Draymond giving some sort, doing what Draymond does. What's happening here?
Hold on now. Like, you want me to do the interview with you? Or you gonna try and be a robot? I'm a drone or something? You tell me everything to say. Hold on, lady.
I imagine Steph is thinking his mind is on the golf course. He's not even listening to Draymond. This is probably like an everyday occurrence in the Golden State Warriors locker room, practice, games. I think Steph is just kind of like going through the motions right there.
He's just letting him be him.
Yeah. So I don't know. That wasn't funny. She put me on the spot.
She really did. She really did. She was like, yo, say this and this and this and this, but what you think? He was like, what? Let me breathe, lady. Oh, man. Look. Weird. I need that. I need that in my life. That's the quality that I don't possess. I will respond. I will talk. I'll be like, dog, you good? Instead of just letting them get it out, Because they say you shouldn't mess around with emotions and vice versa. And I'm a very emotional person in terms of sensitivity with myself. But when I'm interacting with others, it's all logic. It's all logic. I don't want to hear that. I do not want to hear that. So it's real. I got to show you guys something that's happening. Let's get a little personal. You know, on this show, the sociology of it all. Let me just show you this because this is sad. This is really sad. And then we get up out of here. All right, so y'all know Nipsey Hussle, rest in peace. Rapper, philanthropist, businessman. Really, really left a cultural impression, right? And he grew up. He's younger than me. He was younger than me. He grew up down the street from me, where I grew up, right? Off Slauson, all that. In the same neighborhood, all that stuff. And I've told the story before how I never met him. And there was one time I went into his store just to buy some stuff. And for some reason, I just like to support people. And it's not like I want to write a blank check or blind check. It's just like, I'm not here for the star factor. I'm here for the support. If you do something, I rock with it. Like Big Baller Brand. People used to tease me all the time. I bought so much Big Baller Brand stuff on the website to the point where LeVar Ball was like, dog, this Wiley. Like, I guess he's checking the receipts. I don't know. He's like, Wiley, you be buying this stuff? I was like, yeah, I'll be buying it and wearing it. He's like, oh, man, come on. I got you. But I didn't want to do that. Like, I knew Marathon was doing this thing, and I was like, I went into the store, and then the guy working there was like, well, Wiley, let me call Nip up. He right down the street. Let's do. I said, you ain't got to do all that. I'm about to buy this stuff. I'm out of here. And literally what I bought are the hats up there and some shirts, etc. You fast forward. Obviously, we know what happened. Really hit me. I mean, I told you I was on vacation when it happened, and I watched that video hundreds of times, 1,000 times. I just couldn't believe it. One, because of proximity, because it kind of took me back to like, you know how many times I've been right there? Matter of fact, I was there not too long ago, etc. So his legacy lives on, and we're in this place, in this position right now where they're opening up Marathon Burgers. They opened up one down the street, down the street in West Hollywood, where I'm always at. And I seen that one. Now they got one in Long Beach, all this stuff. I just want to show you what happened, though, because we got to talk to it. Let's go.
Come on, man. I don't know what niggas talking about on the internet, man. We in here cooking. We in here cooking fries, burgers. I'm right here with my nigga Scroogey. Come on, cuz.
Get out of here, man.
Come on, man. We in here, man. Hold on, we fully loaded. Fully loaded. We got my nigga Stevie Wonder in the building.
You know that, Scissor. All right.
Hey.
So that's Nipsey's brother, Black Sam. And then obviously that's Stevie Wonder, the legend. Well, I can't be playing it. That's Stevie Wonder's song. This is about to get shut down. That's another reason I don't go to the club. What'd you say? Huh? Anyway, so we get the point. Stevie Wonder was in the building. I'm like, dog, what? Stop. And then I lose my voice over here trying to yell over these damn subwoofers. It's not happening, okay? But then, unfortunately, that turns into this. Here's the situation.
Shots are being fired right now. Shots are being fired. What nice at, bro?
Ain't that wild? Somebody with a camera. I don't know who this guy is filming, but he got there with the police, if not before some of the police. Like, running to the danger.
I don't know if I'm shot.
This is what needs to be highlighted more. Unfortunately, nobody wishes this scene. But when this scene happens, it's not the movies. It's not. It's not. It's a whole different animal. Dude don't even know he's been shot. Big old, tall, masculine dude. I don't even know what. Shock.
Go.
The fuck going on? Stop fucking this shit up!
That's why I want to end it right there. Stop messing this stuff up. Whew. Oh, man. The invitations we send out, you know what I mean? And energy. It's just that simple. And the energy of it. And woo. The thing that gets to me is how it's so crazy you're caught in this balancing act of I want to support, and I think this is really what Nipsey Hussle was dealing with. I want to support, I want to help, I want to do. At the same time, I know what that entails. So when these situations happen, like the invitation to go to Marathon Burger Long Beach, there's two thoughts. The first one is I want to help, I want to support, I want to do it. And then the other one is, but you know what that could turn into. And to me, that's one of the most disheartening things that happens in this world. When you are conflicted in doing the right thing and doing something you want to do, something you desire to do, because that thing has been distorted. Like think about it, your sense of pride from where you from, you can't even support it fully because you're like, I know what it can turn into. It's a weird trickery going on in this world where you see, especially black community, I can speak for it, like when you see it, like to me, black community is anybody black, right? And it's not like a section of black, it's like all black people. And then you see the affluent black people and you talk to them, and then you see the people who still struggling and you talk to them, and I'm talking about the candid conversations. And you can see the Civil War. You can see it like, man, I want to, but, okay, I will, but. It just reminds me of growing up. It's like the Crenshaw-Dorsey game. Yeah, I want to go see them ball, of course. I know half them dudes. But I also know all of the issues that can come from being around all them dudes. That's tough, man. That's tough. Because this is unfortunately, it's part of the branding. It's part of like when you see Marathon, they're going to have one they said in Times Square now. I'm not saying this didn't happen when they opened the one in West Hollywood. It happened in Long Beach. Doesn't mean it's going to happen in Times Square. I'm not saying that. It's just the whole brand of Nipsey Hussle and the marathon continues. And you're like, unfortunately, the BS continues. Where's Nipsey? How did Nipsey go? Trying to do the right thing, but all of that it entails, what could come from it. Ooh, it's the worst. It's the worst. Many decisions have been made for me, and I've quote unquote had to tap out of stuff just because the risk factor. The risk factor. Sad to see that still going on. Sad to see that still continuing. But it is. All right, y'all. That's it. Hit the like button. Hit the like button. You know us on this show. We don't end on no down note. Nope. Life's too precious. Make y'all smile before we go. Okay? So make sure you hit the like button right now and let's smile. Let's show some love to these itty bitties, shall we? Let's watch this. Hopefully they won't bleed. That's my son.
Some people chase dreams.
That's my son. Look at that. See? There's some good in the hood. A lot of good. Actually, it's way more than bad. But
not for the attention.
Bad apples. There are some bad apples. Everywhere. Look at my son. Look at
Compton could write his own story.
Just some business.
But I see the only way out. Every single rep.
Get some business.
Every single breath.
They love turning it off. I think Powerade, like Wiley, we only gave you like 5 coupons to use our commercial. The rest, you got to pay us. Real spit. So, well, I'll pay y'all. Love for you guys out there. Make sure you're doing your thing, you're going with the flow, and make sure your blood flow is good. Let's go. What's good, fam? It's your boy, Marcellus Wiley. And I got to talk to you about something that's been a game changer for me. Y'all know I've been on the comeback trail after my hip surgery. And let me tell you, getting back to 100% ain't easy. I've been looking for anything to give me that edge, to help me bounce back stronger, faster. And that's where Vinia's new blood flow hydration product comes in. Oh, this ain't just another supplement, people. This is about optimizing your body from the inside out. Since I started taking Vinia blood flow hydration, I'm feeling a big difference in my physical therapy sessions and my energy levels. It's helping me get that crucial blood flow where it needs to go, helping my body heal and perform. I'm feeling more vibrant, more ready to tackle whatever comes my way. It's like my body just remembers how to be its best self. And for anyone out there just looking to elevate your daily well-being, this is it. And here's the best part. Vinia is so confident you'll love it, they're offering a 90-day money-back guarantee. That's how you know it's legit. You got nothing to lose and everything to gain. So head over to the link in my bio, check out Vinia Blood Flow Hydration, and start your own comeback story. Trust me, your body will thank you. Let's get it. Blah, blah, blah. Ah, blah, blah, blah. Y'all love for you guys. Look how old my headphones are. I just want to show y'all. I got all these other pairs. I was like, this is my pair, though. The reason they're old and worn is because they're my favorite. So, got to rock with them. Love you guys. Rock with you, too. Hit that like button. Bird.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not a hyperbole.